intro.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we would like to welcome you to
The Bob and Bob Show. I'm here with Bob, and this is Bob. And of course, once again, you are watching The Bob and Bob Show. Now, before we do start, we're going to ask our studio audience to remember that, of course, we are recording live, and we would like both of our viewers who are watching the stream to be able to hear us. So if you could, please keep it down just a little bit as we move along, because it is important that all of them, and by all, I mean both, are able to hear us.
this one right here,
That
who is also right there.
I'm sorry, I said both. It seems like maybe I was doubling. Oh, wait, we are all the way up to two viewers.
Up to two viewers.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I believe they are both in the audience.
So what we'd like to do, we'd like to start the show off by just talking about, for the past 7 days, we've been talking about the hurricane that's been hitting us.
This has been our longest 20-day coverage of the hurricane.
That has been one of the fastest moving hurricanes to hit since 2019.
At least. I believe that is correct.
That is correct.
I would have to double check that. Of course, all of our fact checkers will be in the background constantly checking to make sure that all of our facts are true.
Or close to true.
But last I checked, I do believe this is the slowest hurricane since 2019.
Yes. So what we've been doing as the hurricane has slowed across the coast, we're trying to it's starting to come up towards High Point, and now that's where we're located.
So let me just say, the way that you handled that pointer was incredible. The way that it got longer like that. Nice job.
Thanks. So what we're doing is, as we get in preparation for the storm to actually hit High Point, we start to think about the coastlines that we have on High Point, and we know the damage that will be caused. So we here at the Bob and Bob Show have decided we're going to start making some new koozies. I don't know if you can see this new koozie. It is Rocky Like a Hurricane World Tour 1999. We will be selling these for $22.50, and 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Save the High Point Coastline Fund. So
Thanks a lot, Bob. In fact, it is difficult to tell, of course, because we are also worried about our safety. Because if you have been following, I believe that the hurricane has finally reached High Point. I think we are all the way up to somewhere around 0.1 inches of rain.
and a half a mile an hour winds.
And because of that, it's difficult to see the shirts, but we also have shirts for Rock You Like a Hurricane World Tour 1999 t-shirts that we are currently wearing, although, of course, we are also concerned about our safety as we are speaking.
If we weren't afraid of drowning or floating away, we would untake our safety harnesses and our fob and our reservoir hoodies that we have on,
Yes.
and we would actually show you the shirts. But if we go down with the ship, there'll be no more show for you to enjoy.
Well, I have to admit, initially, I was a little naive. You know, I think the last 5 shows that we had, I was wearing a life vest alone. And as soon as I started to realize that we were dealing with gusts as high as 15 miles an hour, with an average gust somewhere around 3 miles an hour, I believe you may have even seen some of these gusts on the Weather Channel, I realized that maybe we were not wearing enough. And that is why we have also added these nice little pool noodles.
Pool noodles. And it's not just a look like we're in Toy Story and on Buzz Lightyear, but this here will save my life.
I do believe so. And let me just say, we can also sell these. For anyone who is interested, we can also autograph these. These will be going online for sale for $49.99. And yes, it is just that cheap. $49.99.
And you can use it for a tax write-off. Not that we're going to be corporate about it, but if you need a tax write-off and you're looking for a cause to donate to the Bob and Bob Show Saving High Point.
Let me just say that one of our viewers has commented on how safe your outfit looks. Safety first. It is always important that you are safe.
So not only will this poncho keep me dry, but it actually has a built-in reservoir at the tip, and it will store water. So if the power does go out and you are without water, we'll just take this off and get the extra water that's in the reservoir.
Now, you know, Bob, I know that you brought up the water portion of it, but let me just bring up, it can also store air. So if by chance you are swept the 3.5 hours all the way out to the coast, you will have a nice reservoir of air also.
So you could actually use that reservoir, this big reservoir of air. It could probably last 7 days if you need to just reach up,
plus or minus,
and take a deep breath.
That's right.
But not too deep.
Yep.
Don't take it too deep.
No, that's right. Because if it's too deep, then maybe it won't work. But if you go just deep enough,
You don't want to choke on the air when you go too deep.
Of course, there are multiple safety things involved within our outfit. And you can also tell that we do have the fabulous lifeguard in the background. And that is just in case in the middle of our show, as you may have known because you've been watching our show for the last 2 seasons, you will know that we are an open air studio. So even in the middle of this show, as we speak, while the hurricane has breached High Point city limits, we are still open air, and we are keeping an eye out within our borders to make sure that no one needs that.
So not only are we lifeguards, but we are lifeguards plus entertainment for you.
That is nice. What a nice, let's just say, I'm really impressed with that pointer of yours.
Thank you.
It is incredible how that works.
So I think we're actually in a little low point. I think we're between gusts. And as I look, let me just take a quick look over there.
Okay. You know what, Bob? While you are checking, related to that low point, I do believe, of course, we have many bands of the hurricane that are coming through.
We've got Crisscross.
Yes.
Journey.
At least.
Quiet Riot. And the Wind Band.
And so, as you know, Scorpions. You mean like rock you like a hurricane scorpions?
No, like the little critters in the desert. That come out and sing.
Sorry, that's right. Because that makes a lot of sense. We'll use the critters in the dry land as our mascots for the hurricane. Because their tail curls a lot like the wind band of the hurricane. That makes a lot of sense.
That's right.
I love the way you were thinking about
while we're in the middle of this, in the middle of the wind gust.
Sorry it took me so long to catch up. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's safe
You think it's safe?
to lift these goggles up just for a second. Because I'm a little afraid that my mustache might blow off, so I'll need to protect that.
Well, I have to admit, as yesterday, my eyeballs were starting to sweat just a little bit. It makes it difficult to see through there. Although, given that I do have such a huge set of eyeballs, it's nice that they're able to sweat just a little bit. It makes me a little bit smaller and it makes it easier. So people will recognize me for my personality as opposed to my eyeballs.
And that sultry voice that you have.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, right now, of course, now that we can actually see, and sorry, hold on one second. I'm going to put down my microphone. I'm a little concerned about my safety.
Let's make sure that those goggles don't fly off your head. One of the things that you got to be careful though, when you are wearing one of these setups, when you purchase those for $49.95, when you are in the proximity of another host of your own, be careful that you don't just have it come out and hit your friend in the face.
You do have to be careful about that. I got to tell you, your long pointer does keep hitting me in the face. But like Bob mentioned, you could also purchase these eye protective gear for just 2 installments of $35.99.
$35.95.
$35.99.
Yes, exactly what I said.
Is that what you said? Perfect.
Exactly what I said. So what we want to look at is we want to see how many of our Wilmington viewers that do have power can, if they can just reach out, like our show, and we'll send them one of the care packages that we have put together. We actually have over there in the studio, it looks like 12 cases of water that seem to be going unused. Even though that the storm is now breaching the High Point shores, we're not sure that we're really going to need it unless we use it for bathing.
You know, it's funny that you bring that up. I do want to remind everybody, although it's easy to get a little lax, I have heard rumors that this tropical storm could actually come back up through High Point. We could get an additional 0.25 inches of rain.
So I used to have a girlfriend that got real lax. So I broke up with her. Now she's my ex.
Well,
I went there.
Well played.
Thanks.
That probably helps you get rid of anything unneeded within your body. So, moving along.
We gotta protect the beard too. We can't forget about the chin strap. It's also a chin strap protector.
You moved to the chin strap protector. See, that's embarrassing because I've been wearing the mustache protector, or maybe the goatee, or the
GoPro. It's a GoPro.
It's a GoPro.
Because we are professionals here at the Bob and Bob Show.
Yes,
Not only are we lifeguards,
always professional,
plus entertainers, but we're also spokesmen for the GoPros.
Of course we are. And that makes it even easier for us to give you the day-to-day updates about the hurricane that we've been doing for the last 35 days. Because I got to tell you, it has been exhausting. But you know what? Whenever it comes to hurricanes that are going through North Carolina, we are committed to bringing you the minute by minute every day at 8:08 p.m.
8:08 p.m.
8:08.
So what we've decided in one of our production meetings just this morning is after the hurricane has moved through and we have found out that everybody is safe in High Point, across the shore, over the hills, and in the mountains of High Point, we're actually going to start our fourth season. So we're going to go to our fourth season after the hurricane and everybody's safe.
You know what, Bob? It's a little embarrassing. I wasn't even sure if we should announce that right now, but that is correct. Things have been going much better than we ever expected, and so we have actually signed on for our fourth and final second season. And I am particularly excited about that. I think most of you are going to really enjoy it. We'll kind of wait and see how things go with the hurricane coverage. Of course, right now it's hard for us to even predict how things are going to go.
It's kind of like we're weathermen.
It is kind of like we're weathermen.
Strap it up.
Strapping up.
So, speaking of a weatherman, we do have our C3PO weatherman who has been out on the front lines seeing what is going on with the destruction down in Asheboro, North Carolina.
Asheboro, North Carolina.
Slightly west of here. So let's ask him how it's going. All right, the wind's got his tongue, so he can't tell us exactly what's going on.
Seems like we're having technical difficulties, largely due to the storm. We're going to have to cut out. Maybe we get an opportunity to talk back to C3PO a little bit later.
We'll do that. If we can get a feedback with him, we'll actually go to another colleague who is out on this side. He's over down in the Greensboro area. This is C2PO, and he also has been out there. Actually, it looks like he's doing something different with the mask over his face. So let's just leave C2PO alone.
So that was a little awkward, and this is why I've been telling you we need to text them ahead of time.
We should give
let
them
them know when our show starts.
That's correct. So as we're going through this, I think Bob just got a call. I think C2PO is actually calling back into Bob, and he's taking this off the air. Is everything okay, Bob?
Sorry, he said he apologizes. That was awkward, and give him 5 minutes.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll check back in.
We'll check back in with both C3PO and C2PO, who is covering all four quarters of the High Point Triad.
That is perfect. Sorry, I had to adjust my helmet.
The helmet.
Once again, this is a newly designed thin helmet to protect you against virtually nothing except raindrops.
It actually feels pretty good, especially for like my sensitivity.
You know, that actually feels pretty good to me too. Thanks a lot for rubbing my head. I appreciate that. Wait, sorry, that was a little early. That is closer to the 9 p.m. discussion.
9 p.m. discussion. We actually have a guest that is in the studio somewhere. He might be in the booth right now, actually, getting makeup and wardrobe on. But brought in a lifeguard from the High Point area.
We did have a lifeguard.
We have some tips that will keep you safe if you're in a pool during the hurricane.
That is true.
So we just sent out one of our pages to go get the lifeguard. He'll be down here in just a minute. So until then, let's fill the air with some dead time.
By the way, that was a really nice teaser. Practically. Joe would like to give you a shout out.
That actually was not the lifeguard. That was another page who said she would like to turn it. And we'll just move on from that one. So I think Bob is actually catching his breath right now from that one. That was a good one. So luckily enough,
took my breath away.
Speaking of taking your breath away, everybody that is watching, all 6 of you that are online and the dozens of people here in the studio audience, we would like to welcome another Bob. He's younger than us, so we're actually going to give him a Bobby title. So we're gonna welcome
that makes a lot of sense.
Bobby the lifeguard, and he's going to give us some tips on how to stay safe while swimming in a pool during a hurricane.
So Bobby, let me just make sure that we can clear the way. It's going to be a little difficult, of course, with the wind.
And the
While
wind.
I'm moving some of this stuff. Holy cow! Jeez!
Whoa,
Sorry.
whoa.
All right, I think we cleared it away.
Save that.
You could just stand right there. Sorry
Stand
about
right
that.
there.
I didn't even expect that to
Stay right
happen.
there.
I did not expect that to happen.
And then Just watch out for that, Bob. That might hit you right in the face. Sorry. There's your microphone. Feel free to speak into that too.
I know what it is.
So, Bobby, what would you like to
Bobby,
do?
we'd like to thank you for coming on to the show. First of all, as you can imagine, of course, we are worried about everybody's safety.
Especially those swimming in the pool during a hurricane.
Yeah. I mean, we do get those people with the pool a lot.
Those people are crazy.
Yeah, I have heard that a number of people are swimming in the pool in several different hurricanes that have happened within the last 2 to 3 days.
Bobby, I think you're gonna have to get that a little closer to your mouth so they can hear you on the camera. Just a little closer.
I'm not so sure that microphone is on.
Oh,
It seems to be plugged in. Seems to be plugged in. Let's see. Is it? Let me just see what I can work out. Oh, okay. Now try it.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's much better. So, Bobby, from your experience of being a lifeguard, how long have you been a lifeguard for?
3 years.
A total of 7 years.
7
That is
years.
incredible. That's incredible.
7
That is
years.
a lot of experience. And during your 7 years, I believe you've probably been exposed to at least somewhere around 2,000 hurricanes. I think that's probably about right. I'm doing the math.
Safe to say.
Safe to say. So, now, which is more dangerous, a fall hurricane or one that would happen in the spring?
Fall for sure.
Fall for sure. Fall for sure.
There you go.
So
and
if
it just so happens we're almost in the fall.
Almost in the fall. 3 more seasons and we'll be there.
That's right.
It's kind of like our show, Bob. 3 more yes.
Just a few more shows and we're going to be in the fall season.
Yes.
That's right. By fall season, I think you mean the 4th season.
So, Bobby, I would like to say, I'm not sure, are you used to being on TV, on national TV?
Of course.
You are, okay, because you do know that this broadcast, it goes all the way to the left coast, all the way to the right coast, to the up coast and the down coast, and we've actually been spotted out in, was it Scotland?
Somewhere around there. It was either Scotland or one of the moons of Mars. I can't remember which. But it was right around there. It did ignore the Wi-Fi was particularly difficult at that point. And I think there was around a 20-minute lag, but I'm not sure.
So I think one of the questions that a lot of our viewers are wondering, and only a lifeguard could answer. So if somebody is on one of the moons of Mars, what would the gravitational pull be on that moon?
0.
Pretty strong, it sounds.
0. That sounds incredible. That would be
Get that out of your way.
probably crushing. I think that's crushing. Thanks for sticking it back in, Bob.
You know I will.
You've been hanging out just a little bit too long, I think.
So Bobby, one of the things I would like to do, like with all of our servicemen, all of our armed forces, police officers, fire departments, we couldn't do this without the lifeguards as well. So we do appreciate your service to your community and to your country.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Bobby.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Bob, I'm probably going to put that down in my journal for the first in-studio audience applause that we have had.
That wasn't. Well, when you have members of the studio audience and they're hearing inspirational speeches from people that save lives, not just guarding them, saving them.
I'm sorry, just let me weep for a second.
Is that?
Let me weep.
You
Let
sure
me
that's
weep.
not sweat?
No, that's definitely. Oh, sorry, my forehead is also weeping. That's correct. That
Yes.
is correct.
Yes.
Yes. No, both my forehead and my eyes are weak from that experience. That's incredible.
It is incredible. So we would like to thank all of our guests that have been here tonight for coming in and giving us some PSAs on how to save a life in a pool during a hurricane in the fall.
Yeah, that is correct. Because those are far worse than the spring. I think
Yes.
that's already been well established. And it's even worse when you're
Documented.
when you're in a pool,
In a pool.
which would explain why many of the pools have actually closed 2 weeks prior to this hurricane
That's
in
correct.
preparation
That's correct.
for the hurricane.
That's correct. I'm actually in a pool as well. It's a football pool. It's not quite as dangerous, but you can lose just about as much money as a local town.
No, that is true. That is true. You make an excellent point there.
I do make an excellent point.
Sorry, my goggles. I'm just a little concerned about my safety here. Again, I'm having a hard time with my goggles today. There we go, much better. Especially the outside cheek. So our studio, it's being open air, of course, is on our right side. And as soon as we open up that door, we are catching sheer force winds of at least 80 miles an hour.
Sheer force.
And I'm rounding up from 2 miles an hour.
Anything
But,
above 2 goes to 80.
Yes, I think so.
Anything.
We're rounding to the nearest 80.
Nearest 80th of an inch.
To the nearest 80th of an inch.
That's how you measure wind speeds, is in inches.
Mine seems to be frozen. Oh,
Frozen. We know some numbers from Frozen.
We do
could
Frozen.
sing some Frozen
what an
songs for
incredible
you.
soundtrack. Let me just say, if Ella happened to be around, she might be able to help us out just a little bit with this
She
hurricane.
could. Actually, I feel a little wind coming in, so I am going. Thank you for reminding me, Christopher. I am actually going to put my goggles back on. So if you don't mind, just take it over for a second.
No, you go
Okay.
right ahead. And you know what? I will just take this moment to remind you that, of course, if you do enjoy the show, or even if you don't enjoy the show, be sure to share it with all your friends. This is one thing. We've got several different likes, and I'm particularly excited about all the likes that we do have. I believe we are almost up to a multi-level viral.
We are multi-viral.
That's right.
Nothing penicillin will not cure, but we are moving through all kinds of leaps and bounds to get to where we're expecting Ellen to be calling us anytime soon
I think
to be on her show.
I think she will. And I am pretty sure the first time that she calls, we will not answer the phone.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Please.
Oh, that's nice. One of the members of our studio audience actually had Kleenex. That is great.
We're always prepared here. Not only just the staff, but the studio audience is always prepared at the Bob and Bob Show.
They are so caring. That is just fascinating.
It's almost like the what's that game show? Not the Let's Make a Deal, but where you trade your prizes in and you get the box and the curtains, and then at the end of the show, not the prices, man.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
That's exactly what I said from the beginning, guys. Okay, what I'm saying is, at the end of the show, when they said, "I'll give you $100 for a Kleenex," and we had one. Right, okay. So
We
somebody
actually have.
give that. Someone
Yeah.
give Kara $100.
Could somebody give
Wait a minute. What about mine?
And well, you don't get to sell those back once they're used, so you just keep your Kleenex and put
No,
them
we
in
were
your
not looking
pocket.
for used Kleenex.
No, you don't
Brand
get
new.
$1.50 for the used.
By the way, Chris, nice little shout out. Thanks for the quality programming comment. Oh, good. Those are exclamation points, not question marks. I
I
like
need
it.
to get food later. So speaking of food, what we've done is we're actually having our first
Yes. As a leader of foods and perishables, so we've got lots of meat and meat and such. In case of how it does go on, eggs, eggs. So we be able to say village for this And the one thing that I have always been impressed with is the durability of milk and eggs.
And yogurt.
I thought it was me.
Should, of course. I'm also
So those are your pet names for me, milk and eggs.
To be fair, I'm also impressed with how long you can go. But in addition to that, is the eggs and milk, of course. Oh,
I
sorry.
need to put my arm around you right here, Bob.
No, I really do appreciate that.
So
I do appreciate that.
we're getting pretty tight.
I don't know about you, but I do feel particularly safe. Sorry, that was mine, not yours. Okay. Anyhow,
So unlike Titanic, when you say, "Don't let me go," I will not let you go.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
So I don't know exactly what to expect with this hurricane right now. I've heard that it's actually coming up north and will be hitting High Point and Greensboro just a little more directly than it did whenever it first came coastbound.
This is the path of the hurricane.
As you can see, Bob is
From our
having
green
some
screen,
visual
it is
aids.
actually showing us the path that it went.
Because a picture is worth 1,000 words, I am nearly speechless at this point. Oh, I can hear the ocean. That's incredible. That is amazing.
I can walk like a penguin.
You can
So
walk-
anybody that's from the East Coast, the old Boston Museum commercials actually did things like that. I can hear the ocean. I know what makes an ocean wave wave.
You
I do.
know what makes an ocean wave wave?
Yeah. Company. Company. You wave to company. So with that then, let's see if we got any other callers coming in. No callers coming in. That's
Well,
awkward.
Nobody else had anything to say to that either. In fact, we have dropped all the way down to 4 viewers from our original 282
We
viewers.
did lose 282 viewers
I
on that
cannot
poor
believe
joke alone.
I cannot believe how many left. They're like, okay, we're gonna have to call
I
it.
could single-handedly bring this show down,
I think so.
and I think I have.
I think we peaked right around the 532 whenever we were interviewing Bobby. Maybe we'll have to work on bringing in other people for our interviews.
We could. But before we do,
We'll have to worry about this.
you know what we could do to cover up that faux pas that I made? Nobody could turn down a happy birthday. So let's just say that it is one of our studio audience members in here. His birthday. He is 27 years old today. Gary Feldner is in the house. Hey, Gary. So even though that we did specifically say to the studio audience to keep it down, I think now is a good point so we can catch a breath. We can have the whole studio audience sing happy birthday to Gary Feldner.
Happy birthday. You know what? That is a great
That
idea.
is a good.
Why don't
So
we go ahead and do that?
let's count it off. A one,
And a three.
a two,
A two.
a
And a
one, two,
one.
three, and
There
a.
you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gary.
Uncle G.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay, Gary! And Gary, for your birthday, what we'd like to do is offer you one of these CDs, and all you have to do is give us $36.95, and we will send one of these over to you. And just know that 100% or $50 will go towards the Save the High Point Coastline Fund.
That's right. So right around 0% will go anywhere besides here. But the important thing to know is what we are giving you for your birthday is a bill. That's
Yes.
nice.
Yes. The bill can become a law if you hold on to it long enough.
That is true.
It is true.
Sitting on Capitol Hill. You know my wife.
We do. We do.
As a matter of fact. Well, Bob, I think we've been on here long enough. It's about time for us to go and check in on the hurricane.
We actually should go find out how C3 and C2PO are doing.
That
We
is
haven't
true.
heard back from them,
It
so we
has-
are a little concerned.
It has been a while.
It has been.
And just as a reminder, Bob, as you like to tell all of our viewers, and by all, I mean all four of them, it is important that as soon as you're done watching our show, go ahead and just turn the little circuit breaker. And what that does is it saves your power.
Save your power so that if the power goes out during the night, when you wake up in the morning, you flip that switch back up, and you will have power for the rest of the day. So
That
if
is
you,
correct.
if you have that power shut off
That
for
is
6 hours tonight while you're sleeping, tomorrow you'll have 13 hours of power
It
saved up.
actually saves it up.
Save it up.
Saves
Save
it
it
up.
up.
That is a good idea. But that is just one other tip for all of our viewers.
You can keep the tip.
And once again, we'd like to thank you for listening in for our 20th day in a row of following the hurricane
20th day in a
North
row of a
Carolina
45-day hurricane.
for the 1999 Rocky Lega Hurricane Concert World Tour.
Stay tuned and stay safe.
Bye.
See you later.
That's my favorite.